Hello my gorgeous people, this is your weekly horoscope tarot card reading, and of course it's for all 12 signs of zodiac, and it's in between the 25th and the 31st of October 2021. So this weekly horoscope tarot card focus is for all 12 signs of zodiac, and it's in between the 25th and the 31st of October 2021. And before I even go any further, I would just like to say that of course this is the week when we are about to have a Halloween or Samhain or however you call it. So this is going to be quite interesting time indeed, in particular when it comes to its weirdness, in particular when it comes to the actual signs that we are going to be having, that are going to be pretty much so, that are going to be working really well with our own synchronicity when it comes to things that we are focusing on. So throughout this week in particular, please, when you are focusing on something, when you're thinking about something that's so important to you, but especially when it comes to like having this certain problem, or like having this certain difficulty, or having a certain issue, you know, just try to kind of like also open up yourself to the actual possibility that, you know, there is very soon after that going to be the actual sign that you are going to have, you know, and this sign, that is actually gonna be the pure reflection of what you were thinking about. So whether this is going to be great or whether this is going to be like, no baby no, this is something that you will know, this is something that you will understand, this is something that you will kind of like really be able to feel, you see. So it's pretty much so the power of the actual synchronicity will be rather highlighted when it comes to the actual this week. So this is something that can be rather beneficial for us, whether it's something like, oh my god, whether it's like a little warning that we are gonna have, or whether it's gonna be like a green light, yeah, go go go, you know. It's like really kind of like it depends on our individual journeys. Okay, so now I'm just going to start with my gorgeous Aries. So this is for the week in between the 25th and the 31st of October. So now your first tarot card is the Empress. You see this, my gorgeous Aries? This is really important. Now, 9 of coins. So you've got an Empress and you've got a 9 of coins. Now you see the power of your intuition is going to be really highlighted. So this is going to work really well with you, because you are going to be provided with the actual opportunity, and this is going to be very important for you, my gorgeous Aries. You're going to be provided with an opportunity this week, you see, and that particular opportunity is to do with your finances, is to do with your financial situation, but also it's to do with something really big, you know, it's to do with something really great. You need to understand that that particular opportunity can be something like, oh my god, this is brand new opportunity, oh my lord, you know, this is huge, this is massive. No baby no, it could only be something really tiny, it could only be maybe even something really it's not going to seem like it's as significant as it actually is. So this is going to be really important, because it's going to lead towards the personal security when it comes to your finances, when it comes to your current situation that is like kind of like a slowing you down, but also when it comes to your future planning as well. This is important because it's going to lead towards the great, like really massive, huge accomplishment later on, in particular when it comes to the actual, you see this 9 of coins, this baby here, in particular when it comes to the actual financial situation and the things that, you know, are gonna just help you so much in your life like later on. So this is going to be quite important indeed. And now you've got a 5 of coins as well. So this is not a great time to actually try to overspend. This is not a great time, this is not a great week to actually invest, and this is not a great week to be like kind of crazy with your money, you see. So kind of like I think that most likely you are gonna be kind of tempted, like, you know, to maybe invest into something or do something quite extraordinary or out of ordinary. But I would highly suggest you to kind of like try to absorb as much as you can, because it's all about that particular balance, you know. On one hand, you need to really be careful and not to spend money on silly things and things like that, but on another hand, you need to understand that when we are going through situations like that in life, that by the end of the actual week, you know, something really significant significant is going to come to you. Very important idea when it comes to the actual what would be the best thing to do with your money. It's going to come to you at around the 30th and the 31st of October 2021, and that's why it's important kind of like not to kind of overspend your money, or don't kind of like invest into anything, because by the time you get to the actual the 30th and the 31st of October, it's all about the actual fact that you are most certain, it's all about the fact that you're actually most certainly going to become aware of this kind of like a very interesting opportunity for you, which is to do with the actual investment. But then again, at the same time, it is not the right time. It needs to take a little bit longer, because you need to grow a little bit with it, and you will see exactly what I mean, because a few weeks later it is just basically going to turn into something completely different. You know, in fact, there are going to be so many possibilities, that there are going to be certain abilities around it that you weren't actually aware of, or you wouldn't be aware of. So this is what it happens when you go like with this, you know, you go along with this powerful vibration. You know, this is the way how you actually get the most of it. Very important indeed. So I don't know, where did I put, oh, here. And oracle card, one oracle card, my gorgeous Aries as well. And the oracle card for you this week is going to be, okay, my gorgeous Aries, the oracle card, strength. My lord, look at this. This is important, and you need to be strong. Just remember, you need to be strong. You're going to come across like a very kind of unusual situation, and this is going to drain so much of your energy. And it's nothing to do with you necessarily, you see. It's nothing to do with you at all, but it's just something that you're going to see, something that you're going to become aware of, and it's going to disturb you a little bit, like, but not in a bad way, because, you know, my lord, at the end of the day, at least you will be aware of the truth. And this is going to be monumental moment in time for you, because on one hand you're going to realize your own strength, but on another hand you just need to understand that this is a perfect time to stick to your ground. You know, stick to your ground. Do we say it like that? To stand your ground. To stand your ground. This is very important, to do only things that make sense to you, and to focus only on those things that you want to do, that you want to focus on. And also on another hand, you will want to do something big. You will want to make a big move, and this is the sign that you are going to have a control over a situation in order to do something. So you need to see like, what are you wondering about, and what is like kind of like what is like affecting you not to do that, for example. So you will remember my words, and you will see that most certainly you are going to have a strength to actually do this indeed. So now the next sign that I'm going to be talking about, it's going to be my gorgeous Taurus, my gorgeous Taurinis. You know, this is going to be quite interesting week, because something rather unexpected is actually going to happen. And, you know, it's almost as if you like kind of expected something like, oh my God, something dark and negative. But then, you know, what you're going to hear is just like, oh, thank God, you know, really massive, huge, enormous light at the end of the tunnel, you know. And you will know that it's not the end to this, you know, situation in particular, but it is just going to start shining rather bright light, and it's going to really surprise you. So you can expect something that is rather going to surprise you, my gorgeous Taurinis. And then on another hand, you know, it's the hermit mode, and you know how much I like hermit mode, my gorgeous Taurinis. So you've got a hermit mode here, and then you've got like a two of swords, you see. So now it's pretty much so about like you're going to find yourself like really in a kind of like a little bit like, oh my God, in a thinking mode, my lord. And you know, that in itself, it's going to make it do something unusual, something that you don't normally do. You will want to express yourself in a very unusual way, and this is nothing kind of like a weird or bizarre or anything like that, but it just means that you are slowly tapping into like a very kind of interesting and bizarre and very kind of a different dimension. This in itself, it's kind of going to be a sign that you're slowly going to have this little hermit mode, which means that you will feel like, oh God, you want to kind of like be by yourself just a little bit, just for a little while, you know. But that in itself, it's really important, because, you know, it's not like about, oh yeah, I want to be by myself. It's about you just be so open-minded. You are kind of having this ability to subconsciously connect and reconnect to so many different parts about your life, not only your life, about so much around you as well. But the bottom line is something, so you will want to kind of be by yourself, you will want to spend some time by yourself. And when you feel like that, oh God, you know, you need to know that this is actually going to be really great. weight, because on one hand it's going to bring you very much so a powerful moment when it comes to your own enlightenment. So this will be important indeed, because what is actually going to happen, something is going to come to the surface, some kind of realization. You're going to realize something just completely out of the blue, and you are just going to kind of like also there is a lot going to be about it, around it, like you're in self-denial about something. What are you in self-denial about? What is this? Why is this making such a big impact on your life? This is important because it's going to help you to move on. And then on another hand, there is a very interesting opportunity going to actually come out it for you. But first of all, you're going to have like a Two of Swords. You see, you've got a Two of Swords here, my gorgeous Taurini, and that means that basically, you know, what is going to come to you, like basically when you have this moment, you know, like a thinking moment, what is going to also come to you, this is going to lead towards you also pretty much so it's not only about realizing about the opportunity, but it's also about that self-denial. When you come to terms with this self-denial, what this is, it's just a certain step that you need to go over, but also at the same time you have to follow your intuition, because this is the only way to make the best possible impact in this world and to yourself as well. If you do something that it doesn't make sense, and there is no point whatsoever, this hermit mode is also going to bring you in like a bit of like a kind of like a, you're gonna find yourself, oh my god, should you do this or should you do that, should you do this, should you do that, you know, you're gonna be kind of doubting the certain situation. And there are two particular aspects that you're gonna be thinking about. Two very important situations are going to manifest right in front of you. Two important paths are going to manifest right in front of you. And you know, let me tell you that these two paths are going to be super relevant when it comes to you protecting yourself from the actual Tower situation, you know, protecting yourself from the situation where, oh my god, you're going to protect something like kind of like you're going to protect very important part of your life when it comes to the actual Tower, when it comes to the moment that could actually happen in particular, which could bring you like a very much so situation that is going to completely throw you out of balance, you know, like something very negative, something very dark, and something very weird, you know. In order to come on top of all these things, it's just basically trust yourself. The more you trust yourself and the more you ignore the crazy things around you, the more the things are going to start making sense to you. So you are actually, by focusing on these two paths ahead, you know what, they're both going to be just as important. They're both going to be just as equal when it comes to their importance, but more significantly, you are going to protect yourself. You're going to avoid this Tower situation. And you know, for those of you who don't know what the Tower situation is, as I said, you're gonna basically stop and prevent some kind of situation that is gonna completely kind of throw you out of balance and make things like kind of like a negative for you in so many different ways. And then, you know, like certain that one negative situation is followed by another negative situation, you know. So basically this is what you're gonna do. You're gonna prevent something really negative, and this is really important when it comes to you, my gorgeous Taurinis. And then on another hand, I'm just going to see what is going to be your oracle card of the week. My gorgeous Taurini, what is going to be oracle card of the week? And this just came out. You see, this is the time of release. You see, something is like really bothering you, and you just need to basically release this negative situation out of your life. And this is going to come back, this is going to bounce back, and it means that karmically now it's time for you to let this go. It means that basically you are going to maybe think about a specific person, think about some kind of like a person, you know, some kind of specific person, or you will be thinking about a specific situation, or you will be thinking about maybe a group of people, but it's going to come to you and it's going to make you really a little bit angry this week, you know, a little bit angry, my gorgeous Taurinis. By the same time, you need to understand this is the part of your challenge. You need to release this, you need to let go, because karmically this is a big mama week indeed, because we are having the 31st of October at the end of the week. So things are very much so sensitive in so many different ways. We'll be feeling things from so many different directions, dimensions that we normally actually do. So as soon as you feel kind of, as soon as you respond to this situation, when you feel negative about someone and it's going to come to you, then at that very moment in time, just release this situation, because a couple of days later there is going to be very interesting opportunity for you as a karmic reward. This is the powerful time when it comes to our own karma and spiritual journey, so which means that pretty much so you are going to get something very important out of it, because you will allow your spirit spirit to grow. Now, the third sign that I'm going to be talking about is going to be my gorgeous Gemini, my gorgeous Geminini. Okay, this is really important. And what else I was going to say, you know, you're going to be challenged by somebody who is in your life this week. Someone is going to challenge you. Someone is going to like kind of, oh my God, make you a little bit angry. But then at the same time, you need to understand that maybe they are having some problem, they're having some difficulties, and they're having some issues. And please, you somehow will know the answer to this problem. And they're going to like really pretty much so kind of challenge you, but it's nothing like kind of against you. I think that they're going through something very personal and something very difficult, but you have got the answer to like a big question, and that person has. So this person is someone who is very much so closely related to in your life. Maybe it's your partner, husband, wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, sister, blah blah blah. You know, it could be like anyone really, like, but it's just that person's best friend, you know, but that person is very much so closely connected to you. But you know some kind of answer. You will know what to do, but just try to go above this little bit of challenging situation that you are going to have, because it's nothing to do with you. So don't take it personal. You see, you've got a 3 of Wands here, my gorgeous Gemini, and this is really important. My Lord, look at this, and death here. Oh, you see, no baby, no, this is really good, my gorgeous Gemini, because you know what, finally, hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Raise your vibration, my gorgeous Gemini. Hallelujah. You have been waiting for this, something that was, my Lord, like blocking you so much. It was blocking your movement, it was blocking your excitement, it was blocking your vibration, it was blocking your energy. It's about to return finally, and that in itself, the biggest block that this actually created in your life, with a fear, with negativity, with uncertainty, it really kind of blocked you when it comes to your planning and like future planning. I know it sounds like, oh yeah, future planning, but then you will see exactly what I mean. Because if we don't feel okay, if we don't feel 100%, you know, we can like give 100% even if we don't feel like it, but we don't achieve as much because things are not flowing as freely, because our energy has been affected. So now this is slowly coming to an end, and a certain plan, maybe you didn't even realize how important this is, maybe you weren't even aware of how important this is, but within the first couple of days this week, most certainly you will become aware of what that plan is. So it's to you, with you carrying on with that particular plan. You see, this is very important, and this in itself, it's going to start the process of the actual transformation, an important transformation. It is also on one hand not the best week to invest literally into things right now, my babies. No baby, no, but it's the week to think, it's the week to plan, it's the week to focus. The more you plan and focus, the more like very kind of unusual things are going to come to you that wouldn't normally come. And this is the time of your own transformation. This is the time of your butterfly moment that you are going to have by the end of this particular week, because it's going to help you to spread your wings and fly. And once you do this, and once you see the situation from a completely different angle, nothing is ever going to stop you again. So this is really important for you to understand, my gorgeous Gemini. It's just all about you thinking and planning and focusing, and the more you do that throughout this week, the things that interest you, you will see, you will be surprised how many things are going to be coming to you. So this is important. And also it's a fantastic week to try to basically get as much as you can, like get the old out and bring the new in at the same time, because this is important in the time of transformation. I'm not saying to change everything like around you immediately, but try to change one little thing. I know it sounds crazy, but try to change one. Change your lamp, you know. Try to change a lamp, change your little statue or something. Like give this, like for example, if this is you give this to your friend, and then you get like another one, you buy another one for yourself, you know. It's just the little things like that that are gonna have a beneficial effect on your own spirituality, on your own energy. This is important. And also, one particular person is actually going to rather surprise you. Sorry. one particular person is going to really surprise you, but in a good way, in a good way. They will tell you something this week and you're going to be like, oh my God, blast from the past type of thing. And also look at this baby here, 3 of Cups, of course. So you are going to have to see the obstacle. This is not surprising me at all, because an annoying obstacle is just going to, for the first time in a long time, you will be able to notice and realize that it's slowly coming to an end. You know, you will want to celebrate, you will want to be happy, you will want to be joyful, but at the same time, you know, it's all about you feeling artistic throughout the week. It's a fantastic vibration to follow, but at the same time, see what is actually going to inspire you, because there is a very good news that you are going to hear this week and you will want to celebrate. But at the same time, you need to see what is actually going to inspire you, my gorgeous Gemini. Gemini indeed. So now I'm just going to see what is going to be an oracle card of the week, my gorgeous Gemini. Oh, hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Balance, my gorgeous Gemini. You see, you were out of balance, my babies, and this is nothing unusual. It's nothing surprise, because lots of people are at the moment, you know, lots of people are really worrying and a little bit stuck in the process, you know, of whatever people are trying to do. But now this is all about this particular balance, you know, and you're going to be thinking about the next stage, next step when it comes to the future planning, and it's pretty much so to do with the actual plan from before, the plan that was born like about the 24 months ago, within the last 24 months, but it was left in the past. Now you say, come baby, you know. So now it's all about the balance, and that particular balance that you're going to have, it's going to remind you of a specific part of yourself that you left in the past when it comes to the actual planning. So this is going to be rather important indeed. Okay. So now the next sign, hallelujah, the next sign that I'm going to be doing, it's going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious Cancer. Okay, my gorgeous Cancer, you know, this is going to be like, oh, again, I feel like I have to say this again, you know. I want to say to you that pay attention to what your body is going to be telling you. I know some of you are going to be like, oh my God, what is he talking about? But my gorgeous Cancerini, when I get certain messages, I have to say it. Your body is going to have a very strong connection. You will have a very strong connection with your body, mind and spirit throughout this week. This is nothing unusual, because we do have like the 31st of October at the end of this week. So the vibration is like, ooh, it's going to take us all sorts of places, all sorts of ways, all sorts of paths, you know. But at the same time, to you, it is just going to help you with your own connection with your body. So you very much so, please do me a favor and pay attention to what your body is trying to tell you. It's so important, my gorgeous Cancerini, indeed. If your stomach is hurting, then, you know, you need to pay attention to your stomach, you know. You need to change something about your diet, pretty much so. Like, for example, if your leg is like hurting, then you need to do the certain exercises and you need to check your leg, you know. If your head is hurting, maybe you need to drink like a much more water, and just to try to ignore caffeine, coffee and things like that. Just try to kind of work with yourself, with your feelings, with your vibration and energy, what actually that could be, what that is, because your body is just going to really help you to kind of to point on something very specific this week, and you just make the most of it by paying attention to it. On another hand, it's the great time to really also kind of top up on things like a natural calcium, or eat food high in natural calcium, and also get food like get natural supplement vitamin D3. It's just something for your bones, because your bones are going to be quite sensitive. This is something that I need you to pay attention to. You see, this just came out by itself. The Lovers, my gorgeous Cancerini, this tarot card just came out by itself. So it means it's a very good week when it comes to the actual relationships. You know, this goes both ways. How I really feel is that this is like and you've got like a Knight of Wands here as well. So it's pretty much so you're gonna come with some kind of idea. Something is gonna come to you. Something is just gonna come to you this week at the beginning of the week. Some kind of idea, some kind of new path, and you're not gonna be able to stop thinking about it. Maybe you're just gonna wake up like, oh my God, in the morning you're gonna open your gorgeous little eyes and something is gonna come to you. But there is some kind of path that is gonna start manifesting itself, and there is someone very special that it's actually actually going to be playing an important role when it comes to this, because they will confirm something to you. So someone very special is just out of the blue going to come through, come forward and confirm some specific steps that you need to make kind of when it comes to that particular path, you know. And this is going to mean to you so much, because it's coming from somebody who's very kind of like who knows you, who understands you, and it's absolutely brilliant. And then at the same time, you know, if you don't have any friends or you don't have any people in your life, yeah, it can happen, you know, maybe you're just literally by yourself, then at the same time it's going to be somebody specific, somebody who you look up to, somebody who you watch, somebody who impresses you, somebody who inspires you, that is going to be playing an important role in your life when it comes to that particular path and when it comes to the certain steps that you're going to need to make. So one specific person, whether that person is in your life or whether that person is someone who you really think appreciating, whether this is someone who you really appreciate, you see, then it's literally it doesn't really matter. It's going to unfold the way it's meant to unfold, because it's pretty much so about you finally kind of agreeing with yourself that you're going to do something so important. But this in itself, it's to do with the certain changes that you're going to start creating in your life, and this is only the beginning. But also it's to do with your planning, with your future planning, and also like if you start doing things and now, then they're going to blow up and they're going to like be pretty much so big. Like let's jump all the way to the actual June 2022. What you're doing right now, what plans you have, what comes to you, which ideas you have, this is going to be very natural and it's going to seem really natural. It's going to blow up in June 2022. So you also have like a little bit of like a timestamp here as well. So this is really important indeed. And also you've got like a 9 of Cups here, my gorgeous Cancerini, which means, you know, I'm so happy for you, because it also means that this is something that you need to do. This is all to do with the next step. And it's very important not to ignore this specific situation, because a lot is going to be going on, but then on another hand, this is also going to help you so much. It is not only about the finances, but it's also about your spirituality. It's also about the happiness and fulfillment. And lately, you know, you found this life very boring and really weird and really bizarre. So this is pretty much going to open your eyes, and it's pretty much going to refresh you and re-energize you, and it's going to give you that really beautiful emotion and energy that was missing for so much, because you have found yourself like kind of like a going, you know, going along, but you maybe didn't give enough credit to yourself, or maybe you didn't pay attention to the actual balance, you know. Nothing to do with you, nothing to blame you, but however, this is going to be absolutely brilliant for you indeed. So now I'm just going to see what is going to be an oracle card of the week, my gorgeous Cancerini. Oh, you see, like basically this is very important for you to understand. There is going to be one specific thing, one specific situation, sanctuary, you see it's saying. One specific thing, one specific situation that you are going to have this week, my gorgeous Cancerini. You're going to find yourself like enjoying yourself. You're going to find yourself liking the place around you. Maybe you will be in your little garden. Maybe you will be in the little house, somewhere in your home, like in a certain room. Maybe you will enjoy this certain room, where maybe you will be out somewhere, and then you suddenly kind of feel really kind of great and enlightened in the certain room. It doesn't really matter how this is going to happen, but it's pretty much so connected to the energy of you, like being so inspired. There is an inspiration that it's going to come to you, and it's not something that you should ignore. And that particular inspiration is going to come to you when you're enjoying your surroundings this week. Something is going to happen, whether you're going to be somewhere for the first time, or whether you're going to be in your own home and then suddenly, oh my god, I like my little flowers, you know, that type of thing. It really depends. But however, there is some kind, that moment in time, there is some kind of inspiration going to come to you, and that inspiration is going to be so important, you know, because it's going to help you to step up with your life. Okay, so now the next sign that I'm going to be talking about, it's going to be my gorgeous Leone. So this is for the week in between the 25th and the 31st of October 2021. My gorgeous Leones, you know, it's a very, very specific message that you are going to have, and I'm so happy for you, because this will mean to you so much. It will be very personal to you on one hand, but you are going to feel like a little winner, because, you know, it is just, there was this blockage that you had, blockage that happened in your life. There was like so much that you were doing, there was like so much that you were focusing on, there was like so much that you were planning, but then again this blockage just kind of like it just dropped in, and it's just basically kind of slowed you down a little bit, and you felt like you were cut in half, really. Do you know what I mean, with this particular blockage? Because it kind of like, on one hand, it kind of, you know what you want to do, you know that there is a very next step, the big next step ahead that you want to make, you know, but then you had to kind of like also understand that it's not going to happen as soon as you would want to happen, and it's not going to happen the way it's going to happen, but it doesn't really matter, who cares, it's actually going to happen. You are on your way towards something really important, and that is actually going to become evident at around the mid-week, where you're going to be beautifully reminded just to carry on doing what you are doing and don't let anything stop you whatsoever, because you are going to have an important message which is going to really kind of be very important to you, and it's going to put a massive smile on your face, and it's going to remind you on the path that you are on, to not let anything to kind of take your attention and energy away from you. Okay, so it's King of Swords here. This is absolutely brilliant. It is just fantastic, and my God, and the Queen of Wands as well. This is absolutely brilliant. The balance is coming. You're gonna feel very strong this week. Sorry. You're gonna feel very strong this week, my gorgeous Leonis, but it's pretty much so to do with like also one special person. It's gonna be playing an important role. One special person, it's at the beginning of the week, it's gonna play a massive role here. They're gonna let you know, they're gonna come through and they're gonna come forward. It really looks like, you know, in order for you to make like a really huge step when it comes to your future, one specific person is playing a really important role here. Who this is, it really depends on your particular spiritual journey, but one specific person in your life is going to be playing an important role, because they're going to let you know at the beginning of the week very important news, very important message, and that in itself is going to put a big smile on your face, and it's just also at the same time going to make you feel alive again. It's going to make you feel happy again. It's going to make you feel excited again, because the certain things that didn't make sense before are going to make sense now, which is on another hand going to help you with your own reflection. You will know exactly what to do, and there's the certain knowledge that you're going to need to kind of like really become aware of, something you're going to need to learn more about a specific subject, and that in itself, it's also going to show you where exactly which part of your life by the end of the week you need to put more energy in, more energy towards, because you will know that this is going to bring you a massive, huge, enormous achievement. So now we've got a King of Wands. Like, this is absolutely incredible. You are going to make a very, very important step this week, my gorgeous Leonis, whether you realize this or not, because at around the midweek, you know, there is something going to change, and something is really going to be mind-blowing in your life, and it's really going to surprise you, like, oh my God. And it's nothing to do with you personally, but it's you kind of being aware of the certain situation. You're gonna be like, oh my Lord, you know, how certain person can be, or how certain people can be, and this in itself is going to work superb for you, because it's going to help you to see things for where they are, and it's going to confirm to you the certain path and direction that you should actually go forward. You are not only going to have this confirmed, but you're going to do something so important when it comes to actually achieving this, the big step towards the unknown that you're going to take that you weren't able to take before. This is actually going to happen this week. This is brilliant. And it's also, pay attention to the actual person who's just going to like kind of like not come back into your life, but it's somebody who is not as consistent in your life. Is just going to come forward, and they will tell you something very, very interesting, and what they're going to tell you is just kind of going to kind of help you to understand which next steps do you need to make, you know, in your life. You're going to understand something very sacred through this particular person. It's just like something is going to come through, you know, blast from the the past also, kind of type of thing. But most importantly, it's about this specific information. You know, they're going to tell you also something about themselves, and you're going to think like, oh my God, absolutely no way. And that is just going to confirm to you like something that you don't really want to do, you know, the route that you don't want to take, the path that you don't want to take. So this is just as significant, this is just as important, my gorgeous Leonis, indeed. So now I'm just going to see what is going to be an oracle card of the week. Okay, gosh, you see this kind of spirits, you know, this is like such a beautiful inspiration that you are going to have. You are basically going to become aware of the situation as well. And this situation that you're going to become aware of, you're going to look at certain people, you're going to come across certain people, and there is something that is going on with them, and they're so strong, they're so powerful, they keep going, they keep going. That is going to inspire you so much. I think looking at a certain people's like uncomfortable situation, sad situation, negative situation, something very unhappy that they're going through, but they're still kind of blessed them. They keep on top of things and they keep going and keep going. This is going to inspire you so much, but it's at the same time going to give you the exact, the actual idea, very interesting idea. It's actually going to come out of it, but it's more about your own confirmation. It's going to inspire you so much, and that inspiring energy is going to raise your vibration almost instantly. And that's why there are like a certain ideas that you're almost going to have after that moment in time, because it's just very important situation that you're going to come across. And also it's going to bring something very important out of you, something like emotional, but then again you're just going to remind yourself of certain things that you want to have in your life. You know, this is really going to inspire you. This is very important, because there is going to be a really great message for yourself, you know, a lesson that you will learn at the same time. Okay, so now the next sign that I'm going to be talking about, it's going to be my gorgeous Virgolini. My gorgeous Virgolini, 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 my gorgeous Virgolini. Raise your vibration, my gorgeous Virgolini, 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 paparam. Just remember that this week is actually going to surprise you. No matter what you think about this week, no matter what you hope about this week, no matter what you're waiting about this week, no matter what you suspect about this week is going to surprise you like a big mama. This week is going to surprise you like there is no tomorrow. It's the specific situation that is going to take place, and it's also at the same time going to be mind-blowing moment in time. It's going to be absolutely crazy in so many different ways, but in itself it's going to open your eyes and it's going to shake you up nicely, and it's also going to remind you of who you are, what are you doing on this earth, what your spiritual path is, and the importance of following your own intuition, and the importance of following your own path, and the importance of doing only those things that make sense to us, and the importance of the actual following your own steps, because they're the new steps also by the end of the week going to be revealed. And these new steps that are going to be revealed, it's not brand new, it's not completely different, but it's just leading towards the specific part of your life that you've kind of neglected and you kind of left aside. It is time for you to move on towards the direction that you placed on a hold a little bit. So this is just about a swift change, but at the same time just make the most of this situation and see exactly which part of your life you want to expand, which part of your life you want to focus, because it's great. The energy will go very far indeed when it comes to our personal vibration, but at the same time it's when it comes to the power of manifestation. You're going to start a very important process here. The manifestation that is going to take place is just really going to be mind-blowing as well at the same time. So you need to kind of like bring yourself up, think positive, be as optimistic as you possibly can, my gorgeous Virgolini, because you don't want to bring some kind of negativity in your life. This is all about the next step, but it's also you finding yourself on the spiritual quest. By the end of the week you will know that you will just want more out of life, and you will just kind of ask yourself, why am I not doing this, why am I not doing that? Suddenly, you know, that things gonna start becoming very heavy, and it's a very good situation because it's gonna point you towards things that are that you're boring about in your life. Things that are making you feel really bored are going to be highlighted, and you're gonna like it. This is important because at least you will be able to kind of like pay attention to them and just cut them nicely and gently out of your life and say, ciao baby, bye bye darling. You see what I mean? So now, my gorgeous Virgolini, I just burped. I'm just going to see what is going to be your tarot card, my gorgeous Virgolini. So this is a rather important week indeed. Oh my lord, you see this? So now, my gorgeous Virgolini, this is very, very important because you've got the moon here, and you know, the certain mask is going to be fallen, and once the mask is fallen, there is not going to be face there. There is not going to be like a skull there. There is no face. There's only going to be like a worm, like ugly worms, you know, and we don't like ugly worms. And you know, sometimes this life is a little bit crazy because, you know, you just really think that, you know, maybe certain people are not even like human really, you know. So, but anyway, that's another story. But now I'm just saying that basically the certain mask is going to be fallen. There is a very much so a devilish person is actually going to be revealed to you, and it's really kind of like a not really going to surprise you at all, but it's going to bring you like a really important confirmation, and it's going to happen within the first few days this week, within the first couple of days, my gorgeous Virgolini. So it's something to pay attention to. That particular person where the mask is going to be fallen hasn't got anything to do with your life. It's not your brother, it's not your mother, it's not your sister or anything like that, but it's the person who's playing a very specific role. And that particular person who's playing a very specific role, it's also at the same time pretty much so kind of somehow connected to your situation, your way of planning, and you being a little bit feeling a little bit blocked. The fact that you're going to become aware of this person is absolutely brilliant, because it's not only about that person, but it's all about a lot of other things. You know, you will suddenly know what to do with your life. You will suddenly know where to invest. You know, you will suddenly know which paths to take. But after this moment in time, it's more about you taking the certain path that you were kind of aware of, you wanted to take before, but now this is going to bring you the strong confirmation that you should only do things in life that like basically make sense to you. So this is very important. On another hand, my gorgeous Virgolini, just pay attention to those people who don't who are weird around you this week. If you are trying to do some kind of dealings and things like that, negotiations, you know, be aware of some kind of devilish person. You know, I'm sorry, I'm being a dark lala, but I'm just trying to let you know to be as open-minded as you possibly can, so you can protect yourself. So just pay attention to some kind of dealings or some kind of negotiation. And if that, because you know, it's this devilish person that it's also kind of going to be revealed as well when it comes to that to you directly. So just kind of if something doesn't make sense to you, if you don't want to do something, then just don't do it. You know, if you don't if there is a certain dealing going on or certain negotiation, if something doesn't make sense to you, you don't want to do something, then you just don't want to. You walk away from it, because a couple of days later you are going to be so grateful. So just this week, it's just a little bit of warning that you're going to need to have, but this is the best way to basically protect yourself, you know, because on one hand, as I said, the first person that I mentioned, you know, is just someone to do with nothing to do with your personal situation. But the second devilish person that I mentioned is when it comes to your personal dealings and things like that, be careful. If someone is trying to do something to you, or someone is maybe lying or something, you will be aware of it, and it's just it's going to give you opportunity to actually move on from that situation. Indeed, the second card here is 10 of Coins. This is brilliant, because most certainly, you know, you are actually going to find yourself on a very interesting path. There is an opportunity that is going to become obvious to you for the first time, after a long time, at around the midweek. By the time you get to the last part of the actual week, it's just going to remind you how powerful you are, who you are, how strong you are, and it's that opportunity is just really going to shake you up in the best possible way. It's in such a sense, oh yeah, I'm not going anywhere, oh no, I'm not going to go anywhere type of thing, you know. This is the situation that this is going to bring in you. It's going to remind you what your path is, where you are, what you're doing, but also there were some kind of uncertainties that you had so far, and the things haven't been going that great, and that affected you and just put you in the state of oh, should I do this, should I do that, I'm just so confused, you know, what do I do next in my life, blah blah blah. So this is also going to bring you an absolutely mind-blowing confirmation, okay? And also you see this absolutely fantastic, you know, you are most certainly, my gorgeous Virgolini, you're actually going to really start feeling it, and I'm so happy for you. You will be able to see the progress this week where you didn't see in such a long time, you know. And I'm so happy for you, because this is the specific situation that was draining you so much. It was draining your vibration, it was draining your energy. So now that is going to start nicely moving, you know, slowly move on. And so this is absolutely brilliant when it comes to you, because I can describe this after the time of rest, an important judgment will come, and this is the judgment that is going to come from you basically making a decision, you know, making a very strong decision with yourself that you are in for a big, massive, huge, enormous change. You just must remember to be honest with yourself, because there is a certain part of your life, certain change that you wanted to do in such a long time, and it's going to be keep on making you unhappy until you actually find yourself there, because it's all but this particular blockage that it's going to be caused. But most certainly things are going to start moving in an absolutely fantastic direction, so you can expect something very good and positive news when it comes to career, finances and things like that. But also on another hand, things that are making you feel really depressed and negative and sad, now you're going to start feeling very much so vavoomeish about that situation, because the vibration is going to rise, and that in itself is going to be brilliant, you know. Keep going and do not let anything to basically distract you, my gorgeous Virgolini. This is so important. You know what? On one hand, the hard work is about to pay off, but on another hand, this is the time also to experiment, baby, to experiment as much as you can. Experiment, you know, because the more you experiment, you know, the more things are gonna come to you that wouldn't normally come. So this is really important, my gorgeous Virgolinis, indeed. On another hand, I'm just going to see what is going to be an oracle card. Okay, you see, something is gonna come to you. You see, and this is so important, just out of the blue, when you're relaxing, when you're like kind of chilling out. Maybe it's going to be while you're meditating, maybe it's going to come to you while you're just sitting down. It really depends, but there's the certain thought that it's actually going to come to you, and this is only going to be the beginning of it. And that in itself, it's also going to be connected to the certain people in your life that you haven't seen in a long time, or you haven't connect and reconnect with. You really need to reconnect with the certain people in your life. You really need to talk to people in your life that are very close to you. You need to open up. There is some kind of communication breakdown in between you and the people that are very close to you, so you need to kind of refresh the certain relationships, or you need to refresh a certain relationship in your life, Virgolinis. This is going to be very important indeed for so many different things, but also it's going to bring you an absolutely greatest healing into your life indeed. Okay, so now the next sign that I'm going to be talking about is going to be my gorgeous Libra. Okie dokie. Just a second. Libera, 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 libera. No, no, no! I'm singing again, my gorgeous Libera, Libera, Libera. I love you so much. This is the actual week in between the 25th and the 31st of October 2021. And you know what? You especially when it comes to the actual 31st of October, my gorgeous Libera, you know, I love you so much. But specifically when it comes to the 31st of October, please, 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 when you wake up in the morning, something is going to come to you. You need to understand this. You need to pay attention. This is so important, my gorgeous Libra. When you wake up in the morning, something on the 31st of October, not straight away, but maybe straight away, you know, but maybe 2 minutes later, maybe 5 minutes later, but something is going to come to you. A very specific situation that you need to pay attention to, and this is going to require an absolutely superb and enormous like energy from you in order to get this going above everything, above so many other things in your life. It's something that you need to do, and something that is taking priority, and it's going to surprise you. Oh my God, that takes priority over this? Yes, baby. It's going to become absolutely obvious. So first of all, on the 31st of October, as soon as you wake up in the morning, you will become aware of what this is, and that particular specific situation is also later on going to bring you an absolutely mind-blowing opportunity as well. So this is the mind-blowing opportunity where you're going to want to kind of inspect certain part of your life. You want to kind of be, you're going to become very daring, but the energy and strength is going to be absolutely right. It's going to be absolutely perfect, because you're going to possess this control over a situation that is going to keep you going. So you're going to find yourself on the path towards the unknown and situation, unknown energy, unknown dimension. But before you will be like, no baby, no, but now you're going to know, and you will feel like this is the right thing to do. And this is when things are going to become interesting, because the specific part of your life that was really worrying you, making you feel dark and negative, you're going to realize that it's not as bad. You're going to realize it's not as negative. It's crazy, but it's not as bad and not as negative, because you're going to become also aware of your own power. You know, your own light within you is going to be a guiding light, as long as you give enough credit to yourself. So any kind of negativity that is draining you throughout this week and making you feel negative, I would most certainly ignore, my gorgeous Libra, indeed. So now I'm just going to see what is going to be a tarot card. My gorgeous Libra, oh my Lord, the Wheel of Fortune. Of course, that you have a very kind of unexpected situation is going to take place, my babies. You've got the Wheel of Fortune, okay? Something very important is going to happen this week, and it's going to be mind-blowing. It's going to surprise you. It's going to shake you up a little bit, but it looks like that you needed a little bit of shake up, because once you're shaken up, nothing is going to block you ever again. So this is very important, because it's also going to release the blockage. This situation that is going to take place is really going to surprise you. You're going to find it mind-blowing, but the most the most important thing about this is your awareness. You're going to become aware of the specific part of your life bringing you changes very, very soon. But on another hand, it's to do with the conclusion. On another hand, it's to do with an annoying problem slowly coming to an end, and you realizing this through this particular situation, that it's going to surprise you completely. It's going to be mind-blowing because it's going to happen absolutely out of the blue, no matter where you are, no matter what you do. But it's all boiling down to the same thing: conclusion, you know, the end of an absolutely horrible part of your life. It's brilliant. But on another hand, it's also about the next step. It's also about moving forward. It's it's also about, you know, giving you chance to start planning about other things in life as well. Okay, King of Coins. I mean, this is absolutely brilliant, because that in itself, it's basically going to put you on the path, you know, where someone else is also going to be playing an important role. The certain person is going to inspire you like there is no tomorrow. This is going to put you on the path to create, to become creative, to become inspired, to do something so good and so brilliant, which is later on going to not only bring you an accomplishment, but it's going to bring you success. It's going to make you feel comfortable. It's going to make you feel safe, you know, when it comes to your financial situation. So this is pretty much so being very clever and very smart with your life, but also weighing on other things around and not letting them to kind of stop you and prevent you from moving on. So this is very important, my gorgeous Libra. And what I also like, you see, Four of Coins here. What I also like is that by the end of the actual week, you know, there is a very specific opportunity that is going to come up, and you must not let this put you off, because that particular opportunity is nothing huge, nothing massive, nothing enormous, but it's something that you have to add into your life right now. Something that it's missing, it's going to be connected to that particular opportunity. So it's not huge, it's not massive, but it's most certainly something that you should be doing, something that you should be taking on, because it's pretty much so not only going to be very important for your success later on, but it's the greatest lesson that you're going to learn, which is at the same time more going to remind you exactly what your next step is, you know, and why did you kind of like slow yourself down a little bit. So this is most certainly going to be quite important. And pay attention to the certain person. There is someone who's actually going to tell you something kind of like a very important specific information, and something about yourself, something very personal. And this is something that you really need to kind of think about and not rush into it, you know, something very personal, and it's to do with yourself, and it's from somebody who knows you so well, like a maybe family member, or it's somebody like a really great friend, something that they have been through, something that they have experienced with. They will let you know, and they will make you aware of the specific, like maybe trouble or something like that. So this is kind of going to just slow you down a little bit. But then again, it's just that the answer to this is like, don't rush kind of into the things that you're not too sure about, because it's just going to lead towards you kind of maybe rushing towards something, but something is going to be telling you, no, don't do it, don't do it. So if you feel like that, that most certainly you should just ignore it, my gorgeous Libra, indeed. So now I'm just going to see what is going to be an oracle card of the week. Okie dokie. Oh gosh, look, that just came out. My Lord, thought. Something is gonna come to you. This just jumped out. Oh my Lord, something is just gonna come to you. Pretty much so. Well, this is confirming, you know, like what I said before, like when you wake up in the morning, you know, something is going to be on your mind. But then at the same time, also throughout the week, it's when you are relaxing, when you're chilling out, when you're like kind of meditating, when you're in this kind of like a powerful state of mind, something very interesting is going to come to you, the certain realization. And that in itself, you know, you see this expression here, that in itself is going to help you so much, like to be much more happier in your life. And it's going to remind you that you have to do things in life that make sense to you. You have to live this life like how it makes sense to you. Express yourself, even if you're completely weird, even if you're completely bizarre, even if you're completely strange. You know, if you want to be weird, you know. It doesn't really matter. You just do things that get you going, my gorgeous Libra. So this is very important. This thought that I said, something is just gonna come to you and you're gonna blame yourself. Why you not being yourself? Why you not like kind of like allowing yourself to be yourself? You see, it's about your own expression. It's about you feeling free and being free within yourself by doing things that only make sense to you. This is very important because it's going to release one of the most important blockages you've ever had, my gorgeous Libra. Indeed. Okay, so now the next sign that I'm going to be talking about, it's gonna be my gorgeous Scorpione. Okie dokie, my gorgeous Scorpione. Okay. Ooh, surprise from someone. It's the news that you're gonna have. You see, my gorgeous Scorpione, it's the news that you're actually going to have. Information, maybe phone call or text message or a message like la la la, but it's just going to be very important news. Somebody, reconnection with someone, it's going to become absolutely obvious. Somebody's either going to let you know we are coming, or I'm coming to you to see you, or you can come to see me. Some kind of very important reconnection is going to take place at that moment in time. It's going to happen, but this is going to be really, really important because it's to do with this specific person or specific group of people, and there is some kind of like, my God, such an important learning experience that you are going to have. Once you come across this person or people, you are gonna learn something. So it's not only about this powerful and strong reconnection in between you and that person, but it's you realizing something, you coming to terms with something. You know, they will tell you very specific information, and that's the information that you're gonna have. You're gonna be able to feel this and understand this, you know, and it all is gonna be like, oh my God. But then you will be able to feel this from a very powerful angle. You will kind of almost something that you can't believe it's true, but you will know it's true, and your inner feelings and your intuition is going to be guiding you. So this is brilliant because it's going to help you to reconnect with yourself, but also it's going to help you to change some kind of plans. You know, it's going to make you an important adjustment and readjustment, because something that you were planning to do and trying to do, maybe there is a lot that you're going to find out, and this is actually going to change your mind. At around the end of the week, this is going to be absolutely important for you to understand, and by the end of the week it's going to become absolutely obvious. This is like, oh my God, it's so important to understand this, and it's so important to get this right, because this is going to reflect on your whole life later on. So this is why this is so important, because it's to do with the path. If you take it, if you get on it, it's going to be very long, but it's just some kind of adjustment that something is not going to be quite right for you. So you need to pay attention to this, because this is going to be really important. And there you go, you have got the star, my gorgeous Scorpione. This is so important here. Look at this. Para pam 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 pam. Scorpio ni 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 ni. Scorpio ni 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 ni. Scorpio ni 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 ni. Scorpio ni 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 ni. Raise your vibration. Scorpio ni 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 ni. 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 Scorpio ni ni. Be happy, my gorgeous Scorpione. You know, oh my God, it's like a waiting game is slowly coming to an end, but you need to understand that the power is within you. You need to understand, like, you're the one who is holding the power. You're the one who runs your life. You're the one who leads your life. You're the one who makes sense out of things. You're the one who must not block. You must kind of protect your energy from like some kind of very devilish entities and very devilish like people, you know, around you, because most certainly you are gonna become aware at around the beginning of the week, like also like, you know, like about some kind of devilish person or devilish people that have got nothing to do with your life, but then at the same time they've got the worms behind their mask. You know, the mask is going to fall even more, my gorgeous Scorpione, but that in itself, it's going to confirm how devilish some people are, and you are going to find yourself in an element also, because you're very deep, you're very spiritual, like, oh my lord, like, are we sharing this planet with some kind of like a creatures that are like, look like human, but they're not human? Yeah, exactly, my gorgeous Scorpione. These are the things that you need to pay attention to. These are the things that you need to take into equation when you are really planning about your life, and only give a credit to yourself. Do not let devilish person or devilish people to steal your energy, because the devilish people steal energy by making you feel negative about everything else, which is like kind of like, oh my god, you are kind of very emotional, you're very deep, you're very spiritual, so you can kind of feel this vibration and energy like, oh my lord, like there is no tomorrow. So this is why you need to remember, things are going to be absolutely fine. You just think positive, pay attention to people in your life, pay attention to people who mean to you so much, pay attention to people who are your direct connection within the family, or your children, or your brothers, sisters, you know. Pay attention. The more you communicate to people, the more you're going to find out about yourself. There is a lot you're going to find out about yourself to the actual people in your life. Make the most of it. Little Kitty is saying, make the most of it. You see, even little Kitty is saying, make the most of it. But now, my gorgeous Scorpione, there is an opportunity coming for you this week. Very important opportunity. This opportunity is going to give you hope. It's going to give you strength. It's going to give you an inspiration. It's going to make you feel rather vavavoonish, my gorgeous Scorpione. But at the same time, it's going to re-energize you. And at the same time, it's going to point out to the specific part of your life that is slowly came to an end, and you're gonna say ciao baby, you know. But on another hand, it's more about a bright prospect coming into your life. It's gonna bring you hope, it's gonna bring you excitement, positive energy. So just remember to pay attention to what this bright prospect is, because it's most certainly going to change your life. It's going to inspire, it's going to make you feel so positive, it's going to raise your energy, raise your vibration, and you know, it's just like almost immediately you're going to become aware of it. Almost immediately you are going to become aware of it, what this is, because it's going to make you feel so good. And it's also, you've been waiting for a long time for the certain specific change to take place, and now it's about to happen. But at the same time, it's not going to be like, oh my god, it's enormous, you know. It could only be like a tiny little thing that you just like kind of like add into your life. So maybe if you're like a knitting or something, maybe if you're like a knitting or something, you know, you're knitting, and then you just like kind of, oh, I want to like knit different colors, you know, for example, you know. So let me just try to knit with like a green color, you know. I'm always knitting with like a black color, for example. Do you know what I mean? So it's like you just try something new. It could be something really tiny, but it's just that little tiny baby is gonna grow into something really massive. So this is something that I need you to understand. Sometimes, you know, when really big and important, huge things happen in life, they don't necessarily start with being so big and huge and important, because it can start only with something being a little tiny little seed that grows into the most powerful oak in the forest, you see. So it's all about following the right vibration at the right moment in time, and making things happen by projecting the right energy. So there is also someone very specific who is going to inspire you. There is this beautiful, powerful person who is going to inspire you so much this week. Somebody who is gentle, who is powerful, who is successful, somebody who gets things, somebody who understands things, you know. There is the idea that you're going to have through this person, and this idea is going to be really important, because it's going to kind of like let you know what to do with the part of your life that worries you so much, and it's to do with like finances, like things not doing great and things like that. So there is a really important inspiration that you are going to have. And the Hanged Man here, it's absolutely brilliant, because most certainly things are going to be upside down for you, but most importantly, you are going to go through your own rebirth, through your own regeneration, and you know, and that by the end of the actual week is very important to see which adjustment do you need to make. You see, this is the Hanged Man. Which adjustment do you actually need to make? You know, which sacrifice do you need to make? But that sacrifice is not even going to be a sacrifice as such, because it's just a very boring, annoying and stale part of your life that no longer serve you. It just slowly came to an end. So it's not so much about a sacrifice, you know, but it's just, you need to recognize recognize this karmically, what this is, you know. And the sooner you recognize this, the sooner you're going to release yourself. So that's why this is so important yourself. That's why this is so important to actually mention. So now I go to Scorpioni. I'm going to see what is going to be Oracle card now. Okie dokie. Scorpioni, 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 Scorpioni. I'm having a great time. I'm having a great time. Oh. Ancestors, you see this, my gorgeous Scorpioni, you've got the ancestors, you know. Oh my God, this is going to be so weird, but it is a very strong connection that you're going to have, like with a different world, with the spirit world. You always do have, you always like that, my gorgeous Scorpioni. So, but this time something is going to feel different. Of course that we've got the 31st of October, big baby at the end of the week, you know. So Wayne, Halloween, however you call it, but this is a very specific moment in time, you know, and this is brilliant because there is so much that we are able to connect to at that moment in time. But also there are spirits about always. There are spirits of our ancestors, there are spirits everywhere. We live in a multidimensional universe, you know. There is so much more around us that, you know, but anyway. So now basically, now what I was going to say, my gorgeous Scorpioni, it's just basically what I was going to say. Scorpioni. Yes, that's right. This is so important, my gorgeous Scorpioni. Now, ancestors at a time when it's the 31st of October means that seriously someone is going to come forward from a completely different dimension. The difference is that that person will have a very strong connection with you. Whether this is someone who used to be in your life, person who died and the spirit comes, or whether it's somebody, an ancestor that you're not even aware of. Maybe somebody died while you were a little baby. It really depends. But this particular person, this spirit, is going to come through. So it's somebody who will know you. Somebody who feels a strong connection. And this is the difference. Even this lamp agrees. But this is the difference, you see. So now they will, you know, they're going to come through in such a way where maybe something will move. I had all sorts of things happening, but it's not about me, you know. Maybe something will move, maybe something will fall off, maybe you will feel cold, maybe the light will start flicking, maybe the light will just go off, you know. Maybe you will hear the voice, you know. It depends how this is going to happen, but maybe you will wake up in the middle of the night, go to the toilet, and there is someone is standing, hello, you know what I mean? But it's like, it really depends. The moment when you become aware that somebody is around you, you will know that there is something very specific in your life that you need to stop. Okay, so this is really important. This is their message, and this will be super important, my gorgeous Scorpione. Indeed, just pay attention to this, what it is that you have to release, you have to stop, you have to end. Very important, and you will be aware of what this is, trust me, you will. Okay, so now the next sign that I'm going to be talking about, it's going to be my gorgeous Capricornius. No, Sagittarius. Gosh, you see how I jumped. It's a good job I got a list here, what I'm doing, you know. So it's now the next sign is my gorgeous Sagittarius. Sorry, my gorgeous Sagittarini. So you see this. Sagittarini. Sagittarini, Sagitterini, 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 Sagitteri, Sagitteri, 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 Sagitterini, pam 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 pam, Pam 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 pam. Pam 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 pam. My gorgeous Sagittarini, you know what? It's like basically all about you having a little bit of a challenging situation this week. My gorgeous Sagittarini, my gorgeous Sagittarius, you're gonna have a rather challenging situation this week, and this is absolutely brilliant because that challenging situation that you are going to have, it's basically happening at around the time in your life when you're reaching a very specific circle. Very important circle. So this is the part of the challenge that you are going to have. You're going to need to respond to this particular situation which is going to take place. The way you're going to respond, it's going to be kind of like you're going to do something and you're going to respond in a certain way like you wouldn't normally respond. And now this is when the magic is going to come through. This is when the magic is actually going to come forward. This is very important because at the same time you are going to have a very specific problem coming to an end. I really like this. So it's about you being pretty much so like adventurous, but in such a way when you're quite in an explorative mood. You will want to explore. It's to do with you exploring at the same time. So as soon as you feel this energy of exploring, trying something different, trying something new, it doesn't have to be completely different to what you do and what you focus on, but you will see exactly what I mean. There is a secret world going to be revealed to you. Things that you haven't been kind of aware of, you're going to become aware of, and these are going to be brilliant because they're going to inspire you like there is no tomorrow, and they're going to make you feel so much better about yourself, and especially things that you have been blaming yourself over the last like 24 months that you've been very unhappy about, very kind of uncertain and very dark when it comes to your energy. Now this is going to be the pure direct reflection of that, and it's going to give you this spiritual petrol. So it's like kind of like, oh God, those things that don't make sense every single day, they make sense less and less and less. So this is why this is going to be so important, because it's most certainly going to put you on the right path by re-energizing you as well at exactly the same moment in time. You've got the Three of Cups here, absolutely brilliant. So a very, very heavy and difficult situation in your life is slowly coming to an end, but this situation didn't move in a while, and it just drained so much out of you. It's about an important message that you're going to have, a news that you're going to have, and you will know it's all about finally an annoying problem is coming to an end, but it's about this very important conclusion. This conclusion is everything. Okay, very much so, because almost immediately it's about the inspiration and the positive energy that you are going to have, and the uncertainty that was like kind of making you feel really negative is slowly going to start shifting. So this is very, very important. You are most certainly going to have a reason for celebration, but also the certain question that you're going to be wondering whether you're looking for work, whether you're working, it's to do with the next step. You know, there is something that is going to be revealed to you, and for those of you who are retired, it's exactly the same thing. Just pay attention to a very important opportunity that is actually going to rise up before the end of the week. This is something that you need to do, but it's also going to require from you a little bit of exploration. So this is really, really important. Now on another hand, my God, please, whatever you do, wherever you are, I need you to understand that it's going to be a very weird and strange situation when it comes to like you. I'm sorry, but it's a bit of a testing that you're going to have, a bit of a challenging situation, but it's going to bring you reward. So who cares? It's going to bring you reward like in December, at around the mid-December. From mid-December until the end of that month, you will be able to realize this reward. So whatever you're doing, whatever you're focusing on, there is going to be a little bit blockage. So if you're working and you're focusing on you want to achieve this, you know, there is so much that is going to be going on around you, and there is a very unusual energy that is going to be around you that is going to make you feel really negative and slow. It's like, oh my God, no, you know. But then just remember to stay firm, to stay strong. There are going to be so many things that are not going to make sense, but are going to be draining your energy, and it's going to make you feel like a little bit negative, and it is going to affect your way of working, way of planning. Just remember, the lower you go, the higher you will rise. the lower you fall, the higher you will jump. Just remember this. It is very important time of the actual challenge that you are going to have this week, my gorgeous Sagittarini. So remember that after that huge, massive reward you're going to have. So whatever you're focusing on that means to you so much, whether it's work, whether it's career, if you're retired, if you're doing something and you're focusing about the next step, for example, whatever you're focusing on, there are going to be elements of like sadness and darkness that you're going to have a little bit, that is going to affect you. But just remember what Sashita said, stay committed to the task at hand, because you are going to get a reward. And for example, it's the same like for if you're like looking for work, for example, just for example, you know, and then everything will be wrong, everything will be down, everything will be negative, everything will be slow. Just remember, this is all part of the challenge that you are going to have. After that very big and important reward, it's actually going to come to you. 7 of Wands here, which means that it's all about you, you know, doing the right things in your life, but also protecting yourself when it comes to your finances, you know, doing the right things when it comes to your financial situation. When I say protecting yourself, I'm focusing on finances and doing the right thing when it comes to your finances, for example, you see, and stepping towards the right direction. But also at the same time, you know, what you're going to do this week is really important, because it's going to help you to like pretty much so make a solid future for not only for yourself, but for the very kind of important people around you as well. Very significant time for you, my gorgeous Sagittarini, indeed. So now I'm just going to see what is going to be an oracle card of the week. Playfulness, my gorgeous Sagittarini. Listen, listen. Listen, Sagittarini, listen. Listen, Linda, listen. Linda, listen. Now, Sagittarini, this is so important, my God. It's like basically, oh my God. If you do something kind of cheeky this week, you are gonna find out something really specific, something that's missing in your life. You see, surrender here. Surrender to yourself. Live your life the way you want to live your life. Ignore the devilish people. Ignore the devilish person. Ignore the negativity. Just live this life the way you want to live, and at the same time, you just raise your vibration. Playfulness. You will kind of feel a little bit cheeky this week. You will feel like just suddenly something is going to come to you. You will want to kind of inspect something in a cheeky way, and something really crazy is going to come out in the best possible way. When you least happen, you know, you will feel a little bit cheeky, a little bit, you want to explore something, inspect something, you're going to feel quite playful. But that in itself, it's going to help you to surrender to yourself, because most certainly it's going to connect you and reconnect you with a specific part of your life that is missing, and you need to bring it in, because you keep on waiting and you keep on waiting. But this is going to be the great reminder, okay? It's who you are, and it's pretty much so to do with what your role on this earth is. You can't be complete if you're ignoring parts of yourself that are very much so important to pay attention to, okay? So now it's my gorgeous Capricornius. Capricornius, yeah. My gorgeous Capricornius, this is your time, my gorgeous Capricornius, because, you know, it is like, on one hand, it's something that you were just so worrying about. It's something that you took, that actually took so much energy from you. And you need to continue with something so important. And you need to see what this is. Something in your life is very much so requiring more of your energy, more of your own personal projection, and something that you have been leaving behind. It's so important for you to realize that, you know, it's like maybe you didn't even realize, most likely you didn't realize what this is, because, you know, there is so much going on in your life at the moment. There is so much confusing you. There is so much like slowing you down, and it's not necessarily with your particular situation. It's a lot that's going on around you. You must simply ignore ignore this as much as you can, because the very first part of this week, very first couple of days of this week, my gorgeous Capricornians, you are going to have a mind-blowing information. The mind-blowing information, it is going to surprise you, like, but then again at the same time, it's more about you realizing and recognizing something very crazy about this life. You will realize how crazy this life can be. I hope I'm not sounding scary. It's going to be okay later, it's fine. But you will realize how scary and how crazy this life can be. But you're also going to have a very big question on your mind. You're going to wonder whether we are sharing this earth maybe with some kind of creatures that look like us, but they're not actually human, you know. And yeah, you're absolutely right. Like, you will be right, you know. It's something that with that particular specific situation, I can tell you that your vibration is going to be risen to the point where this is all going to be like kind of like a subconscious confirmation that you already have, something that you were already aware of, and something that was already on your mind for quite a while. This in itself is going to create an important moment of your own personal release, but also when it comes to release of your own power. The more you sometimes maybe just do things like that you wouldn't normally do, or the more sometimes you just do things strictly that make sense to you, and swimming just a tiny little bit against the currents, you know, the more you're going to get back out of it. There are many different situations in life that we have that you know, bring so much out in us, but you know, sometimes things just don't make sense, and sometimes you are the one who needs to make the sense out of them, because in this world, you know, there is so much going on, there is so much happening that we can't see, you know. We are part of the multiple dimensions, you know. This is the multiple universe that we actually live in. There is so much about this universe that we are not being told. There is so much going on in this world that we are not being told. Like, for example, you know, it's a very complex, it's like, oh my god, but you, my gorgeous Capricornians, you can feel so much about it purely because, you know, your psychic feelings and emotions and your third psychic eye is having a very strong connection always. So this is just going to create a very important moment of you also releasing yourself. With that is going to bring you the confirmation, but then also a little surprise, because almost like a couple of days after that, immediately you will know which part of your life you really need to kind of ignore. There is going to be the change of priorities, my gorgeous Capricornians. This is so important. The change of priorities is going to take place, which is going to become evident at around the mid-week. By the time you get to the end of the week, you also at the same time need to pay attention to the actual 31st of October, because the 31st of October, it's going to be like, oh my god, crazy day in so many different ways. But when it comes to you, most importantly, what is the first thing on your mind when you wake up on the 31st of October? This in itself, it's going to have a strong connection with what I was just talking about. On one hand, it's going to be the confirmation, but on another hand, it's going to show you the second stage, something that, you know, what is going to kind of like be born out of it, what to pay attention to next, you know, what to pay attention to next, you know, after that moment in time. So this is really important when it comes to the 31st of October, but also at the same time, when I say when you open your eyes, you know, it could be like on your mind straight away, but it also could be like 5 minutes later, 10 minutes later, you know, specific thing on your mind, and that's something that you need to pay attention to, and it has got a connection with what I already said. So this is really, really important. So now I'm just going to see what is going to be your tarot card of the week, my gorgeous Capricornians. Ooh la la, this baby just came out by itself, and that's the 7 of coins. It's something just to basically pay attention to. When it comes to the 7 of coins, you just need to kind of basically think, my gorgeous Capricornians, you know, don't kind of get tricked into the situation that you don't want to be part of. Somebody with a very strong energy is going to be around you this week. Somebody's going to try to tell you something. Somebody's going to try to talk you into it. You say, no, baby, no. Okay, this is very important. Somebody with a very strong energy is going to try to talk you into something, so I need you to be really aware of it. Anybody who kind of like, and it has got some kind of connection with life in general, with things that are going on, but also with the financial situation, and I need you to pay attention to this very much, so it's important. If somebody sounds off to you, if somebody's like a little bit weird, if somebody doesn't make sense when they talk to you this week, I would just say ciao baby, you know, just nicely try to remove yourself from that situation. If somebody's too much trying to make you to do something or take a certain path, take a certain direction, you just basically try to respond to that situation, no like, oh let's fight or screaming or anything. Just try to leave the situation in such a way where this other person is not going to be aware of your thinking, your feelings, your emotions. So you just have a smile, oh I'm going to think about it, or something like that, but try to remove yourself from that situation because it's not something for you. This is also part of the challenge that you will have, and it's also going to be very effective when it comes to your own spiritual domino, because this is also going to be pretty much so connected to the ending of the certain journey, specific journey when it comes to you. So that's why we have this. You see this, the death card, which is the time of transformation, which most certainly I would not invest into anything, but most certainly and most importantly pay attention to somebody in your life who is going to become pretty much so unreliable figure to you. May surprise you a little bit, but then at the same time it's just going to be super beneficial for you, so it doesn't really matter. It's the time of transformation, and it's also a very important time when it comes to a very kind of like heavy time of your life is slowly coming to an end, and this is brilliant because it's going to allow you to carry on with planning, but at the same time to make my vibration even more powerful at the time of your personal transformation, because it's the death card. It's brilliant. Just try to kind of do something different within your immediate environment, because it's almost immediately going to refresh your energy in a sense of ideas and inspiration, because something that is missing is just simply going to come to you. I know I said this a million times before, it sounds crazy, but it's true. It's just the way our personal vibration around us can affect us, especially if we leave things like standing too long for too long time. Okay, so your cards were just popping out like bananas. So now my gorgeous Capricornians, you've got like a King of Cups. It's absolutely brilliant, you know. It's to do with the actual there is the specific person who is going to inspire you, and I really like this. There is someone who's really going to inspire you so much, Capricornians. This is so important. That person is so powerful in so many different ways to you, in your eyes. This person could be in your life, could directly connect it to, but this person could be somebody who you are watching, somebody you feel connected to. It's the very important inspiration that you are going to have at the right moment in time, and that inspiration, it's almost immediately going to reconnect you with your past. It is, you don't have to wait any longer. It's something to do with your past and something that was something that is missing right now. But it's, on one hand, you really need to bring it in now because it's going to make your life so much more colorful. But at the same time, karmically, it's important to pay attention to it because it's the time of release. You know, this is very, very important indeed. And then also Four of Wands here. This is absolutely brilliant. You see, by the time the end of the week comes, you know, it's all about the actual very important message also when it comes to something very personal to you, your own personal success, you know, your own personal achievement. It's going to just shake you up in the best possible way. But most importantly, you're going to feel greatest honor about yourself, you know, and people who know you're going to feel very proud about you. Oh my god, he's so clever, she's so clever, type of thing. But this is going to be very sacred energy because it's going to let you know exactly by the end of the week, you know, through this moment of like a personal achievement that you're going to become aware of, you know, it's just going to confirm to you the very precious and sacred part of your life that you were so worrying about, and you will know, oh, it's going to be fine. Absolutely brilliant. You see, only do things that make sense to you, my gorgeous Capricornians, indeed. So I'm just going to see raise your vibration, Capricornians, Capricornius, 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 pam 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 pam, 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 Capricornius, pam 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 pam. Raise your vibration, my gorgeous Capricornius. It is all about the way you look at things, what you let to affect your energy of your own vibration. You're also going to have a playfulness. This is an important oracle card when it comes to you, my gorgeous Capricornians, because you know this week when you feel playful, you will feel a little bit mischievous, you will feel a little bit naughty. You do what comes to you when you feel playful. Something very important is going to happen to you. Something very important is going to take place, my gorgeous Capricornians. Please pay attention. When you feel playful this week, it's the time when you're going to feel playful, whichever day it happens. You're going to feel mischievous, you're going to feel naughty, you're going to feel daring. There is something very specific that is actually going to happen to you as long as you actually kind of like a step into it. Indeed, there is an important part of you going to be revealed to you. You will feel something, you will sense something, but you're also going to have a very important confirmation, you know, with your way of thinking, what you thought, what you were planning. And at the same time, you're going to realize that you're very, very close to the very specific dream. Okay? Just allow yourself to be yourself, my gorgeous Capricornians. That's very important indeed. Okay, so now the next sign that I'm going to be talking about is going to be Aquamarini. My gorgeous Aquarius, this is going to be your week. It's a very important week for you, my gorgeous Aquarius, because, you know, the certain confusion is actually going to be cleared off. And that particular confusion is going to be cleared off in such a way, I don't know, something was draining your energy and it was making you very kind of uncomfortable, and it was making you kind of negative, and it was making you questioning things all the time. And then in something very specific in your life, and then, you know, you just go, you just do things, you're like kind of haven't been honest with yourself. Where these feelings are come from? Why do you feel like this? Why you're not completely 100% certain or positive about a specific part of your life that is so important to you, so significant to you, but it's just still something is telling you like something may not be right. This is absolutely brilliant, because this week you are going to have a confirmation. It is not going to be a complete confirmation. It is not going to be completely like, oh yeah, that's it. No, baby, no. I wouldn't say confirmation, maybe like an indication, very strong indication that you were right. And maybe some people will tell you, oh, he's crazy, she's crazy, or what are you talking about? No, baby, no, you were right. So this is the indication that you are going to have. And I repeat that this is strictly to do with your life, your personal life, and the things that have been confusing you, but for some reason, karmically, you had to kind of plod along. You had to kind of like do this, you had to kind of be part of it for the certain amount of time. So now, karma mama, about to slap you. No, karma mama slapped you already, because karmically, I think this is connected to the period and the stage of your life that you had to work karma on a specific thing. But it's pretty much so to do with like a part of your life, you know, in your past, and you've maybe done something, and so now you had to work the karma for it. So this is why so much confusion was actually part of your life for this specific or relevant amount of time. So now this is slowly going to start coming to an end. It's about the confirmation, but it's more like an indication that you are going to have, and this is going to mean to you so much. It's going to throw you out of balance a little bit, but at least the things that didn't make sense to you before will make sense now, and at least you will know that you weren't like cuckoo. Do you know what I mean? When you would like talk about it, or when you would think about it, you know, it's just like about, you know, indication, but it's going to be more like a confirmation to you, and it's to do with your feelings, it's to do with your emotion, it's to do with your life. Everything was affected with this. So this is why this is going to be such an important time for you, my gorgeous Aquamarine, but at the same time, you know, Aquarius, Aquarius, when the moon is in the 7th house and Jupiter aligns with Mars, then peace will guide all the planets, and Aquamarine, 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 Aquamarine. Listen to me, it's important to just raise your vibration right now at this very moment in time. You only do things that you want to do. You only pay attention to things that you want to pay attention to. Somebody is draining so much of your energy, and it's like clouding you so much in so many different ways. So someone very strong is like kind of in your equation. It's your own element who is draining your energy to the point where, I don't know, you're not honest with yourself anymore. So this is important to see who this person is who is actually draining your energy, because you're kind of just maybe a little bit like lost yourself. You kind of like a little bit seeing through the eyes of somebody else instead of looking through your own eyes. And you have to be careful, because when that happens, you know, your energy kind of gets ripped apart to the point where you are maybe doing things like in a robotic way that you wouldn't normally do, and you just give so much love and energy and emotion to somebody else, and then at the same time in this process you just simply forget about yourself. So this is not good. So you need to see who this is, because maybe there are certain like kind of lies connected to this particular person, but it's just that person who is around your life. It's not who they claim that they are. It's not who they say that they are. There is something is not quite right, but you're going to become kind of aware of this as well, and that in itself is going to give you so much strength in your life, my gorgeous Aquamarine, because I see strength, I see the power, I see the control over a situation, and I see your energy rising. Believe me or not, this all sounds like, oh my god, like a negative, like a dark lallish, but at the same time, as soon as you become aware of this, you're going to become subconsciously aware of the sense of the new direction that you will not be able to explain, and that is going to be a driving light, that is going to be a guiding light, that is going to be the moment of your enlightenment, because it's almost immediately going to push you through. It's almost immediately going to push you forward. This is very, very important, because you're gonna really surprise yourself. So it's the control over a situation that is going to give you courage and self-esteem. You really need to understand, you know, this is the time to think about yourself. This week is about to think about yourself. What can you invest? What can you do? What your next step can be? But just involve yourself. Like, for example, I know it sounds really, really selfish and it sounds really weird, but this is where the energy was draining, because not because you were involving other people in your life, but there is someone very specific that was overcrowding you, overclouding you. And before you realize that this actually happened, you know, it's you know, you just start doing things for somebody else and you do them in a different way and you kind of lose yourself a little bit. So this is really important. This is what I'm trying to get out of. So now I'm just going to see what are your 3 specific cards, my gorgeous aquamarine. You know what? Take care of yourself. Do something very special for you this week. Do something. Reward yourself. It doesn't have to be book these holidays if you're able to go on these holidays, my gorgeous aquamarine. But it doesn't have to happen this week. But as long as you do it this week, there is something going to happen, something very interesting on these holidays, or this I know it's at the moment to go on a holidays, yeah, whatever, but you know, maybe just a little treat, you know, a little village, you know, half an hour away, do you know what I mean, like an hour away, a little village, you know, whatever it is, wherever you go, if you're able to go. I know it's impossible to go at the moment, almost, but yeah, it's just basically, it's just like a treating yourself, doing something to yourself, rewarding yourself. It's important. Very important, my gorgeous aquamarine. So, oh my lord, look at this, the star. You're also having an opportunity, very important opportunity coming up to you. I'm so happy. It's about a bright prospect. It's something that is going to give you hope. It's the beautiful, giant, enormous light at the end of the tunnel. So it's an opportunity that you are going to have by the end of the week, which is going to make you feel so good, which is going to make you feel so happy, which is going to make you feel so excited, you know, and it's almost immediately going to inspire you. There is so much that is at the same time going to inspire you. It's going to bring you balance. It's going to bring you healing. It's going to make you aware of the specific part of your life that you should be paying attention to, because how happy you're going to feel, this will be your sign. So the very important opportunity with bright prospects, with unlimited possibilities that you're going to become aware of is coming, my gorgeous aquamarines. And this is really important. Knight of Cups. So this is someone is also going to be playing an important role. Somebody who you think of very highly is having a very important message for you. Very, very specific message you're going to get. And that message is like an advice, but it's most certainly going to help you to kind of like it's going to help you to realize and see the situation in your life that you were kind of underestimated. So this is really important. But on another hand, it's about the information that you will have through somebody who you really look up to, somebody who really inspires you. It's about the information that you are going to gain. Not only this is going to be beneficial for your life, your whole life, but it's also going to be absolutely superb when it comes to the actual accomplishment. What do you need to do exactly in order to kind of make the most of your life when it comes to finances, financial situation and luxury, where you should invest your money, how you should go around it, you know, somebody very specific. It's going to have a very kind of interesting answers for you indeed, and you're going to like it because you will know that this person is saying the truth. Okay, so now I'm just going to see what is going to happen to what am I talking about? What am I talking about? I've gone on like a couples, you know, monthly readings. What is going to happen for couples? What is going to happen for singles? No, I do that. I'm not going to do that now. Sorry. So now, my gorgeous aquamarine, I'm gonna. You see, I'm shuffling with that one, with a little advert inside. What am I like? Aquamarine. Okay, so now Aquarius. So now, my gorgeous aquamarine, I'm just going to see what is going to be your oracle card for this time. Kindred spirits, you're also going to have the certain spirits. This is not going to be just any spirit, my gorgeous aquamarine, because you've got somebody coming from somebody who was pretty much so, who used to be in your life, somebody who died, who is not in this world anymore, but that spirit is going to come through forward this week. And I strongly feel that this is going to happen either on the 31st of October or in between the 29th, 30th and the 31st of October. These 3 days are very strong and powerful when it comes to this spirit who used to know you, your ancestor. It's going to come through, and they will have a very specific message for you, because you will feel them and sense them at a time when you feel like maybe a little bit negative, maybe a little bit emotional, and that spirit is going to answer something to you, you know, something about someone. It's going to be answered, and you will know, and you will see exactly what do I mean by this. pay attention, because this will be very important. And the way this is going to be answered to you, you will know it, that the Spirit has got this message for you. It's about the confirmation, you know, very, very powerful and interesting confirmation indeed. Okay, so now the next sign is going to be my gorgeous Pisces. Just a second. I'm looking for my tarot cards, I'm looking for my tarot cards, I'm looking for my tarot cards, I'm looking for my tarot cards. Where are my tarot cards? Where are my tarot cards? Where are my tarot cards? I'm looking for my tarot cards, I'm looking for my tarot cards, I'm looking for my tarot cards. For my little Piscelini, so for my little Piscelini, for my little Piscelini, 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 Piscelini. Raise your vibration, my gorgeous Piscelini. I love you so much. You are going to have a really kind of confusing situation this week. You know, you need to be strong, because, you know, within the first 3 days this week, you are kind of gonna be part of this situation where this not really nice person is going to be kind of involved into it, and you need to be really careful, because somebody, that particular person, there is something that they're not being honest about, there's something that they're lying, there's something that they're like being really kind of weird about, but then you will understand and realize that something is not quite right. But you will want to make this certain step, you will want to make the necessary step, and you will be ready to do something, you know, within the first 3 days this week. This will be important. But there's someone specifically, one person specifically is going to put you off. You need to pay attention to this, because this is so important. You never ever ignore your feelings, never ignore your emotions, never ignore your intelligence, never ignore your emotional intelligence, never ignore your intuition. You know, this is so important, because throughout this week you're going to be highly intuitive. But not only you will protect yourself from this negative person, you're going to protect like people who are important to you as well. You know, this is so important for you to kind of like remove yourself from this particular person. So if something doesn't feel right, if something doesn't feel okay, if something is really scaring you, if something is making you feel really negative when it comes to this other person, you just need to kind of like maybe change your mind, step away from that person, but do not, my God, whatever you do, don't let them know that you are aware of what you are aware. For example, don't let them know that you're negative, don't let them know that you want to, I don't know, carry on with something. You know, you just need to really literally just step away from that person like with a big smile on your face, and that is going to create an important karmic situation, which is also going to reward you by the end of the week, because it is kind of like going to show you which part of your life, it's all connected, which part, by the end of the week you will know exactly which part of your life slowly came to an end. But what you need to remember, my gorgeous Piscelini, this is so important, you just have to give a credit to yourself, because you know the devilish person is going to become obvious, and sometimes when we are surrounded by the devilish person, somebody's trying to say something to us, but they're so overpowering with their own energy, they take over, and then we just get lost within this like vibration, like a very low vibration, and we just do what like kind of other people want us to do, or what this other person wants us to do, and then a few days later we'll be like, oh no, why did I do this, why did I do that? So it's very much so, I'm not asking you to walk throughout the week like, oh my God, everybody's going to do something to me. No baby, no. This is for you to do the right thing. If something doesn't sound right to you, move on. If somebody's like, if somebody's trying to tell you something and it doesn't make sense, move on, you know, just don't kind of step into the waters you don't want to be part of. This is very important, but it's a very significant warning as well. And then on another hand, the information you will have this week, this is very important, my gorgeous Pisces. You know, the information that you will have, it will be connected to somebody very important to you, somebody very significant, like a family member, like a mother, daughter, sister, brother, like a friend. But there is a very specific information that they will tell you, and first of all, it's going to seem like just a tiny information, but then the more you think about, the more you will want to change your life, the more you will have, the more powerful confirmation you will have, and the more kind of like a pretty much so confirmation you will have that, you know, in this world, in this life, you're only going to be successful and you're only going to achieve the most out of life if you only do things that make sense to you. So there is a very specific part of yourself that you need to unlock in order to achieve the most of it, something that you have been kind of keeping in, and you need to let it out. It is the time of your own transformation, and this is why this is coming up. So it's very much so about you exploring as much as you can throughout this week, you being cheeky, you being naughty, you living your life, you enjoying your life, but also doing like a kind of like a weird things, you know, unusual things that you wouldn't normally do. But I'm not saying like, oh, you're just going to start doing things. It's just going to come to you. Like, for example, on Wednesday, you're going to be outside. Thursday, you're going to be outside, let's say. And then something naughty comes to you. Why I just don't try this? Why don't I just try that? Something is going to happen in that very moment in time. Okay? Something very significant is going to happen to you, and that in itself is going to help you to reconnect on a very with a very complex part of your life, where you will realize, you know, that the change of priority needs to be made like as soon as possible. In fact, by the time you get to the end of the week, pay attention to the actual priorities that are slowly changing, but are most certainly going to need your immediate action, okay? And also, when it comes to the actual, I know this sounds weird, but when it comes to the actual, the 30th and the 31st of October in particular, these 2 days are big mamas. I'm keep on saying this all the time, but I don't know how much people understand me. It's like about the connection with our subconscious mind. There is so much in this world around us that is going on, you know. There is so much. We live in a multiple universe, in a multiple dimensions, you know, and it's like we can connect and reconnect in so many different ways. When we like go to sleep, our subconscious mind takes over. We have astral projection, we are astral traveling every single night, but we don't remember. There's many reasons why we don't remember, but that's a completely different subject now. But basically the bottom line is that when we sleep, our subconscious mind takes over, and then so we have dreams, and we don't remember dreams most of the time, but when we open our eyes, we still have a very strong connection with our subconscious mind. Where am I going with this? Where am I going? Why am I so boring? No, baby, no, this is not boring. It's a very strong connection with the subconscious mind. So there are specific things that are going to be on your mind. You know, as soon as you open your mind, as soon as you open your eyes on the 30th and the 31st of October, within the next 5 minutes, as soon as you open your eyes, there are two specific situations that are going to be pinpointed to you. One is going to be on the 30th, and one is going to be on the 31st of October. Both of these situations are going to be connected very strongly, mind-blowingly, to those change of priorities that I was talking to you about. So be as open-minded as you can, and most certainly do not ignore your light within. So now, my gorgeous Pisces, I'm just going to see what is going to be a tarot card of the, not tarot card of the week, but okay, King of Coins. I mean, this is absolutely brilliant. I really like this because on one hand, there is a very positive news that you are going to have, very positive information that you're going to become aware of, very positive information that you're actually going to have, and it's just going to give you so much confidence, because your confidence slowly started to drift away. And this is nothing to do with like you necessarily, it's to do a lot with things that have been happening around, you know, and they put you like kind of in like a very negative state of mind, and without you realizing, you know, it affected your way of planning. So what you're going to do, this one particular person, it's really going to inspire you so much, but in particular you will become aware of what exactly do you need to do. But it's more like about having a courage, you know, to make the necessary step in order to move forward with your life, because you've got the strength here, you see. see. And that strength that I'm talking about is just basically all you following your own intuition, you know, my gorgeous Piscelini, but at the same time it's also like a doing the right thing. You know, I can see that it's as important for you to reject the part of your life that it's nothing to do with you, that it's going to like kind of come up. There is something that you will reject, you know, this week. And I strongly say this because you are going to kind of like really start wondering, and you're almost going to like kind of like you will want to go on this specific path. But I'm telling you, on another hand, also very important warning: if you feel rushed into anything, just take your time, my gorgeous Piscelinis. It is very, very important. If you feel like rushed into anything and you don't feel right about it, you know, just move on, basically. And then on another hand, you know, pay attention to your determination, because determination is going to be a driving key. Determination is going to be a driving point from the beginning of this week. Pay attention to your determination and what curiosity is about to bring you. Just like, please allow yourself to be curious, allow yourself to explore as much as you can, because now this is what this week is. This week is all about that, my gorgeous Piscelinis, indeed. So now I'm just going to see what is your oracle card going to be. Kindred spirits. Now, my God, this doesn't surprise me. It's again the same oracle card that I'm taking now, my gorgeous Piscelini. You know what? I'm getting really excited now, because this is a very special time, because obviously we do have like the 31st of October, and you know it's a very special time. So when Halloween, yeah, whatever. When the veil in between this world and the spirit world is at its thinnest. But in particular, when it comes to our ancestors, when it comes to the people that died, and then, you know, the spirits that used to be in our lives, there is someone very, very specific that it's going to come to you this week, my gorgeous Piscelinis. This is so important. And what you need to understand, that you will know who this is. Maybe your mother that passed away, maybe somebody who used to be in your life that passed away, maybe your grandmother, great-grandmother, maybe somebody who you don't even remember because you were a baby when they passed away. That doesn't matter. It's all about this strong connection. But what I'm trying to say is, you will become aware this week. One day it's going to be like, honestly, like a Twilight Zone-ish, in such a way of feeling the different dimension, different energy, which is nothing unusual at around this time. So you will either feel like a different temperature change. You're either going to feel, maybe you're going to see someone with the corner of your eye, and then you will look, there is no one there. Maybe you will smell the certain perfume, maybe you will smell the certain food. It doesn't matter how this is going to happen, but you are going to become aware of the fact that that spirit is here. You must understand how important this is, because the message that it is that you're gonna have, it's about you paying attention to the specific part of your life that is worrying you. It's making you feel uncomfortable, it's making you feel negative, and it created a blockage. And it's saying to have faith. They will let you know to have faith. They will let you know when that spirit comes through forward. You will know. But at the same time, by paying attention to what was on your mind, what exactly are you worrying about? What were you worrying about that day? What is worrying you so much? It's going to this is the response to have faith. Very, very important, my gorgeous Piscelini. Indeed, that's Coco here. But you can't see him. Very important, my gorgeous Piscelinis, indeed. Okay, my gorgeous people, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I love every single one of you, and I do wish you happy Samhain and happy Halloween on the 31st of October. Make a wish, make a wish, make a wish. It will go far, far, far. Thank you so much for watching my videos. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace, and light. So I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace, and light to every single one of you, my gorgeous people. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, psychic medium. Love you all. Bye. Okay, Coco, say hello, Coco. Coco. Coco, 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 Cocolino. Thank you so much. Love you. Bye.